Earlier today, we got some incredible news as it came out that the New York Rangers have officially traded away Jacob Trouba over to the Anaheim Ducks for some actual assets in return. So in today's video, we're going to break down this entire trade, and it does have some major impact on this New York Rangers team for not only this season, but also into the future as well, especially next season as we are off that awful $8 million contract. Per season, that cap of $8 million definitely was not doing this Rangers team any favors for a player in Trouba who, let's be honest here, at moments, especially in the playoffs, he was a major liability for us. He was a big issue for this team. Definitely, was a direct cause for multiple goals for the other team, especially in that Florida series there. I still have, some thoughts about that, obviously, just some not great ones about Trouba's play there. So I'm personally just very, very happy that we have finally moved off this awful contract and have actually gotten some stuff in return as well. We didn't just give up Trouba and his massive contract alongside a second-round pick or a third-round pick or a prospect or another pick, whatever it is. We actually got a pick and a player back in return, and the player is not on a bad contract either. It is an expiring deal, so we're going to break it down, but I am just so happy that this deal has finally happened. We got rid of Jacob Trouba. He's off our team. We're off that massive contract. We did not have to retain a single dollar, which also is quite incredible. And we actually got some stuff back in return instead of giving up stuff alongside Trouba to get off that contract. I think this is an absolutely incredible deal for the New York Rangers. Now, I think it can end up kind of working out a bit for the Anaheim Ducks as they do have a ton of cap space. They're a team kind of trying to slowly get to the rebuild there, so they're adding in a big, tough, physical defenseman who, can bring a bit of leadership to their team, a good amount of experience as well. I mean, he obviously has, quite a bit of playoff experience with us, although hasn't played great there. He should be a good kind of leader to have over there with the Anaheim Ducks during their young squad and just be a tough physical guy to have on their blue line, and they can bolster their blue line a bit there, but just in general, the New York Rangers, I definitely think, won this trade. Now, can it end up working out decent for the Ducks as well? Like I said, yes, I think it can, but this is a major victory for the New York Rangers here. I've been saying it for a long time now. If we were going to get off this Jacob Trouba contract, I thought it made no sense how we could possibly do it without giving up assets to go alongside Trouba there. I really am surprised that we ended up getting back an actual fourth-round pick, which ended up being the deal alongside Urho Vaakanainen for Jacob Trouba. And I really do, like I said, like this deal a lot. I think it is absolutely amazing that we actually got a good asset back in return. I mean, Urho is a fine defenseman, a depth kind of guy, pretty much bottom pairing player at best, seventh defenseman, that kind of role, can play a bit of either side, I believe. A solid defenseman, but nothing insane. I mean, he's a fine NHL defenseman at best. But the big thing here is also getting back a fourth-round pick. The Rangers have shipped off a lot of their draft picks and some prospects over the last few years at deadlines in the offseason to acquire good players, and stuff like that. So getting back an asset like a fourth-round pick in this trade is very good work by Chris Drury because, like I said, I figured we have to give up something to get off this contract, and now the Rangers have gotten off the Jacob Trouba contract as well as the Barclay Gaudreau contract for absolutely nothing. And we actually got a fourth-round pick and Urho in return for getting off pretty much those two players there. I think that's absolutely phenomenal work by Chris Drury. I made the video the other day kind of talking about whether or not we should fire him. I think he definitely deserves to be kind of scrutinized for how this team has kind of played out here with the kind of roster, kind of way it's been built and stuff like that. But this trade here is phenomenal. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal work there by Chris Drury to get off this contract, get some stuff back in return as well, and not have to give up anything alongside Trouba and not have to retain any money as well is big time for this Rangers team now. We're going to have an additional $8 million opened up, for not only this season as well. We have quite a bit of cap space now to go out there and make some moves before the deadline, hopefully, somewhat fairly soon. We'll see some big moves happen, probably close to the deadline, though things are going to really kind of get going here for the Rangers. But into the future as well, next season and this offseason, we're going to have a lot of cap space available to go out there and make some big time moves to really shake up this roster, add in some star, maybe superstar level kind of guys, and really, take this team possibly to another level. This is a big, big move here by Chris Drury to get off this massive, massive contract that just was weighing this team down. Trouba was a true liability throughout the playoffs, especially, this playoff run. Like I said, against Florida there, I can remember a few goals that he was just absolutely lost out there and was the direct, pretty much sole cause of certain goals as well. So this is a player who was a liability for us. Maybe didn't bring the best kind of feel to the locker room as well. I mean, there definitely, I'm sure, was a little odd feeling about this whole situation and Jacob Trouba in the offseason kind of declining that trade with the Detroit Red Wings there. So we are getting out kind of a locker room issue here with Jacob Trouba and all the stuff that's kind of gone on behind the scenes there. So now he's out with all those issues as well. So that is a very nice thing, I'm sure, for not only this Rangers team as fans, but also the locker room as well. That might be a good thing there. So we're obviously getting rid of our captain there. We're giving a pretty big shakeup here. This is a fairly decent-sized shakeup, and I think this could be a very good thing for this New York Rangers team. And now let's take a look here at a post on X from Pierre Lebrun, a very reputable hockey insider, and he ends up saying, Trouba's agent, Kurt Overhart, says he worked with the Rangers GM Chris Drury especially hard over the past 24 hours to find a resolution. Overhart says he had permission from the Rangers to speak directly to several teams, and ultimately Anaheim was the team Trouba chose. And I don't really care where he was going to pick. I just wanted to see him moved away. So I am very happy that Chris Drury obviously, allowed his agent to, go up there and try and work with other teams, talk with other teams there to try and figure some stuff out. And it obviously ends up working out here as the Rangers get off this awful, awful contract, open up a ton of extra cap space, end up getting back a 4th round pick, which is not a bad asset at all. In this draft as well in 2025, it's not like it's a 2027, 4th round pick. It's a 2025 4th rounder as well. So, this upcoming draft, we're going to have an extra pick there. Maybe it gets shipped off in a trade, but either way, we're getting back an extra asset there. We're adding in a, decent depth defenseman in Urho Vaakanainen, who is still in his mid-20s as well. So it's not like he's some, 36-year-old kind of depth guy. He's still in his mid-20s, so I'm not saying there's going to be a top 4 caliber defenseman in there, but at least he's a little younger as well, so not as much tread on the tires. But either way, this is just such a great trade by the New York Rangers, and I am so happy about this move. Now, like I said, I do think this could possibly, work out in a pretty decent way for the Ducks as well. I mean, Trouba's not going to be some, top pairing caliber guy for them, but he can eat up a lot of minutes for them, and he can just be that big, tough defenseman back there on their blue line, provide some leadership, at moments possibly. Maybe this is the shakeup, Trouba needs as well to kind of turn things back around and, get to more towards where he was when he was with the Winnipeg Jets before coming over in that trade. So maybe this can be good for him there, get out of the spotlight of the New York City area, being the captain, that massive awful contract on this team kind of weighing us down, being that liability out there that obviously is scrutinized a lot by fans and stuff like that. So this could be a good thing for Trouba personally and as a player and stuff like that as well. So I think in general, pretty much all sides win, but especially the New York Rangers who got off that awful $8 million contract. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, definitely hit that like and subscribe button for daily New York Rangers content. I do post every single day, so if you are a New York Rangers fan, there's no better place to be on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on this Jacob Trouba trade, because personally, I am very happy with it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next one. Let's go Rangers.